tonight we have 5 solid cases to get through, so we'll have to watch our time. But let's meet our jury for this week. These are our volunteers from the social media platform X, and I want to go to Snark Queen Bee or Snark Queen first. Queen, what do you want folks to know about you and what you're doing on your purpose on social media?
I'm Snark Queen Bee. I am a super left liberal asshole, and I'm here because Joe asked me to be on the jury.
And we're very thankful for you doing that. Let's go to Patriot Rob. Patriot Rob, the madman from Warboy Studios. Patriot, what do you want to tell the folks tonight? You're king of the monologues. I'm going to have to keep you at a minute this time. I think you're muted, my friend. And on occasion, you'll let your real feelings slip through. I understand. Is that right? Otherwise guarded. I appreciate you, my friend. Let's go to conservative Penn, also on X. Penn, what do people need to know about you?
I'm Rob's gremlin, and I'm just here to stir the pot and maybe make him angry. I'm his assistant on Critical Mass, and check out 1776.shop.
I like it. I like the plug. We've got Jenna Devine, also from X. Jenna frequents a lot of our X spaces, and she participates in the conversation, but a lot of times she just sits back. You got to watch the quiet ones. Jenna, you can't be quiet now. You got to tell us about yourself.
Isn't it you're supposed to listen more than you talk?
That's what we tell children, for sure.
Absorb everything in, take in everything. I don't know. I just go into different spaces and listen to people's different views, and it expands your mind. Learning from different people, their different views.
Yeah, it could be expansion and it could be corruption too. You got to be careful on X. You'll get hit with all kinds of stuff. But thank you, Jenna, and thank you for volunteering this week. Now we've got Charlie Sue. Charlie Sue's she's kind of famous on X with a lot of the space hosts and stuff like that. Just seems like everybody knows Charlie Sue. But I want to welcome Charlie Sue. This is actually Charlie Sue's second time back. She's filling in as an alternate tonight. But welcome, Charlie. What do you want to tell the folks tonight?
I appreciate that, Joe, so much, and everyone joining us tonight on X as well as YouTube. I am a conservative. I'm an Air Force veteran married to an active duty veteran, and I'm an advocate for conservative spaces. So just DM me in the future if you want to get your spaces out, and I look forward to an awesome Friday night. God bless America.
Well, thank you, folks. That's our jury tonight. Queen Bee, it does seem like the cards are stacked against you, but I've got a prediction that I'm not going to say now, but everyone that listens to me knows what my prediction is. I think I'll reveal it at the end and see if I'm right on this one, but I think it's going to be an
my God,
night.
I'm the lone man out. How fucking weird. That never happens.
Never happens. Never happens. But we're all an island at some point in our life. But let's get on with it. We got a few things of business to take care of before we get to our first case. The first is let's talk about our court clerk. Tonight, that's Big Ron, retired Navy veteran. By the way, folks, that's every Friday night. It's Big Ron, a Navy veteran. He's also a 2A advocate, but he's been our producer here since the very beginning. But Big Ron, tell the folks about yourself, what they need to know about you.
Good evening, everybody. And like Joe said, I'm a 20-year Navy vet, 2A advocate, bourbon connoisseur, and I love my cigars. Well, Joe, we've got the videos loaded. The jury is set. The clock is ready. Looks like we're going to have a great show tonight. People are streaming in. Just remember to go ahead and smack that like button, share this out to everybody. And I think we have a great show, Joe. Let's kick it off.
You know what? I agree with you, my friend. This one feels like it's going to be a good one. I also want to give a special thanks to Drax with he's pushing this out on his account. You maybe watch this on Drax's account. If you do, we do this every Friday. Come and join us. And also Reaper Kitty. Reaper Kitty is also pushing this out as well. And of course, I think Rob and a couple of these other folks up there are pushing up. So if you're seeing us from a different channel, we do this every Friday night. Come join us. Let's keep up with the business, because as with any good grand jury proceeding, we've got witnesses. In this case, we've got an expert witness. And his name is Jason. Jason is a 30-year police veteran out of the state of Minnesota. He's also the creator and I don't know, developer, I guess it would be the more proper term, of the 3D response system, a school safety system that we'll talk about a little bit later. But Jason, give everybody your best 30 seconds.
You kind of summed it up. In my 30 years, school resource officer, active shooter instructor, undercover narcotics investigations, street crimes, mental health team, sergeant, lieutenant, kind of the gauntlet of law enforcement, and started a program. My passion has been keeping children safe. So me and my partner kind of took the bull by the horn, created a system. I got it patented, and we're installed in multiple private and public schools in Minnesota. There's legislation to make it building code in this state, and other states are looking at it. But that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Very well, folks, and we do this on every show. It's something that we all believe in, and that's the 3D response system. It's kind of an answer to a real crappy event that could occur in school. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. I tell you what, let's go over some rules. A grand jury, we've all heard the term, but what is it? Let me explain exactly what it is. Most of us, unless you've had the unfortunate pleasure of being in one, either as a grand juror, that's not as much fun, but damn sure being on the other side of it where a jury was judging you in an aspect. There's a difference in a grand jury than a jury you see on television. Typically what you see on television are criminal trials. The jurors there, they sit quietly and they listen to the testimony, and they're not allowed to even discuss it amongst each other when they go to a water break or a restroom break until the judge releases them for deliberation. And then they can only discuss it there. They can't ask any other questions. They can see only what the judge controls and lets them see. So unlike a trial jury, which the jury I just explained, a grand jury may ask questions and you may review evidence. You're an examiner. You're an examining jury. What that means is that you can, hey, I want to see that video again. You can ask Jason questions about proper maybe police procedures or any points of law that he can give you. He cannot give you his opinion. I got to watch him on that. But other than that, he can answer questions. So that's what's different in a grand jury. That's one portion of it that's different. We asked the grand jury to decide in using what's called a reasonable person standard to determine if there's probable cause to believe the force that we'll see tonight was justified or unjustified. We're not asking you to find someone guilty. We're not asking you to get to on a reasonable doubt in your conviction of believing guilt or not guilty. We're asking you to decide whether there is simply enough evidence presented that it is more likely than not a crime has occurred, and more likely than not the person accused is the person has something to do with it. Doesn't even say they're guilty. That's the difference. As a jurist, you should objectively review only evidence presented in the videos tonight. Don't bring in what you've seen on other videos, comments on X, what you may even have in real life experience. And I tell you this because it's not fair. It's not fair. If you were on the other side of the grand jury, if I'm standing over there, I just want you to judge me on me. I don't want you to judge me in my group or judge me on any other aspect about me. Judge me on my actions, because that's the only thing I'm really responsible for. So we talked about the reasonable person. We're looking for the reasonable person standard. And the reasonable person standard it's not a specific individual, but it's hypothetical. It's a hypothetical construct. The average person who acts with ordinary prudence and common sense is a reasonable person. And that's what we're asking you to see today. We're going to ask you to look at these videos and put yourself as if you were a reasonable person presented with the same sets, circumstances, and facts that you see with your eyes and you hear in with other ways you may detect it. Whatever it is that you sense, that a reasonable person would believe that force was necessary, or a reasonable person would believe force was not necessary. And that's really what the ultimate question for each one of the videos we'll see tonight. Okay. That's the structure that we're going to ask you to do. We got a couple of rules. The rules of the game are actually quite simple. 3 out of 5 votes wins the day. It's a majority decision. We're going to show you the video. And the video, we're not going to take any questions. We're going to watch it one time all the way through. After we've seen it the first time, I'm going to ask you, do you have any questions or any portions of the video that you'd like to go back and see? I recommend going back and taking a look at these videos. I promise you, we will miss things. It's good to go back and watch them a couple of times and key points. So ask for those. We'll present those. Once that portion of it is done, if there are no more questions and we've seen all the video that we want to see, Big Ron's going to put up a clock, a 10-minute clock. He's going to throw on the screen for us. You got 10 minutes at that point. The deliberation is up to you. I'm coming kind of ask some questions to spur you guys on. But the point is that the 5 of you, as a jury, as citizens of this country and this X sphere, if you want to look at it, you come together and determine what you saw or what you witnessed. Was it reasonable or if it was unreasonable? If it is reasonable, then we expect you to return a no bill. Show them what a no bill looks like, Big Ron. There we go. We've got a no bill. No bill means no formal charges. That means that you believe that the force used that you witnessed today was reasonable. And then no further actions. Nothing can be done. You as the citizens, that 5-panel member or the 10 or 12 or sometimes 16 on grand juries, whatever those citizens decide is where it ends. You have the power to stop the government for prosecution. But if you do believe that beyond a reasonable doubt, more likely than not, that the actions or the violence or the force you will witness tonight being used was unreasonable, then you should return a true bill. There we go. Where's a true bill? True bill just means it's an indictment. You're allowing the government now. The prosecutor is going to file a case in the original court of jurisdiction, criminal court of jurisdiction. It's going to go before court, immediately start having pretrial hearings up to work their way up to selecting a jury, and another 12 American citizens will sit and make judgment on the call that you guys started. We've got a new show starting next week. It's actually the trial portion of this, slightly different, but we're going to show a jury trial from opening arguments to closing arguments is the way I've been explaining it. But we're really going to show it from the reading of the indictment that was returned by a grand jury in the great state of Texas that indicted the person that on the trial that we're going to watch. So that begins with the grand jury, like we're going to do here tonight. Without getting too more long-winded about it, we've talked about what the rules are, the expectations, a reasonable person. We asked you to watch these objectively, and we've explained what probable cause is, which is more likely than not the force was reasonable, or more likely than not the force was not reasonable, and what you should return with that. Are there any questions? I'm gonna take that as good. Big Ron, give us our first case.
Let's do it.
We're looping back around here on the south side.
Any quick rotates?
Thomas, you guys got hands. All right. Is it locked up? Hey, you want glove up, partner? Hey, we have EMS on the way?
Yeah, we got EMS.
We need EMS.
We got a lot of EMS coming.
Clean ball, JC Penney.
Put cuffs on here?
Yeah.
Suspect down.
Hey, who are you? EMT.
Yes, but we got a lot of down.
All right. We need
Do you have anybody?
No. Hold on. Hey, I'll grab him.
Hey, we're in here.
I think he's checking for us.
We'll come forward here.
One suspect.
Okay, go this way. No, you have to go around. You have to go around. EMS over there, no. What? We're good. We only have one, but EMS is going to come from the side door. Hey.
Hi, TPS.
What do we have over there?
What's it?
No, I'm saying.
All right, folks, that's your first case. It's not a hard one, I don't think, but do we have any questions or do we have any parts of the video we'd like to see again? You saw enough? You know what? No truer words are ever spoken into a radio when that man said shots fired. Damn right. I don't know what else was going on, but shots were being fired on that one for sure. Charlie Sue, any part of the video you guys like to see again? Out of entertainment or for purpose of deliberation?
I just don't understand why they turned left into the mall itself. The shots when they shot the fires or they started firing.
When you say they, are you talking about the driver of this truck? You don't know why that.
Oh, good. You're bringing it up. Let me ask you, because you're law enforcement prior, when they start shooting, do you, by training, do you look left and right to make sure like there's no civilians there? By the way, I completely feel this is a no bill, but you see them running through the mall. They've got their guns. They're obviously locked and loaded, ready to go. What do you do on the premise for the safety of the civilians? Because now we're talking a mall and this idiot just drove through a damn mall.
Well, who do you think's more of a threat? That officer running with a firearm? Maybe he'll brush it across you as he's running with it, or that 1500.
That truck for sure.
So that's the first thing that's the only thing an officer's trying to do is get to there. Obviously, he would safeguard civilian if they're there, but his focus is on that vehicle and stopping that vehicle from driving. So I get that, and I think you were trying to make a question about maybe backstop, make sure no one's there. Of course, you're not just going to shoot indiscriminately, but these are aimed shots. There's a lot of them, but these are aimed shots. They're hitting that truck, in the main goal there is to stop that truck, because that truck, honestly, and I think a reasonable person would believe that truck is a bigger threat than any of the police officers standing in there with a gun. But I don't want to deliberate. If there are no more questions, and we don't want to see any more of this video, we do have other videos, so I don't want to spend too much time on one that I think is pretty obvious. So, Big Ron, let's stop the clock. All right, now we're down to deliberations. I'm going to come to you. I'm not going to be able to be quiet. I'm going to start with you, Snark Queen Bee. What's your first assessment of this video and the force that you saw used?
High probability he injured or killed people during the chase. First attempts failed. Most important thing for the police was to stop him. So no excessive use of force here.
That was a lot of bullets, right? You don't think they've spent too many bullets on him? I mean, how many bullets does it take to kill a guy?
Yeah, but he didn't stop, did he? Maybe the cop should have been better shot, but I'm not going to go into that because that's not the purpose of this drill.
Okay.
But he still was going, and then there was a mention of shots fired, which I assume that meant out of the truck.
No, they were letting dispatch know, mark this time, because that's what time everybody in the police force in Clean Texas shot at one time.
Like I said,
Yeah, they're showing that shots are fired.
I thought it was shots fired out of the truck. Regardless, though, at that point, I mean, again, the cops maybe should have aimed a little bit better, but I'm not a cop, so I don't know.
Okay.
But no, at this point, if you're running from the cops and you're that far into it and you've like almost hit pedestrians and other cars and drove your car into a mall, you deserve to be shot dead by the police.
I mean, if you're literally driving through J.C. Penney's during shopping hours.
No, you deserve to be shot by police. Period. End of discussion. No matter what it takes.
Okay, so
If he would stopped, listen, if he would have stopped and got out and put his hands up, that'd have been a different story. But he didn't.
Oh yeah, we probably wouldn't see that video. I wouldn't think, but yeah, maybe. So I think I know where you're at. And Rob, I'm not going to come to you next. I'm going to go to Charlie Sue. Go ahead, Charlie Sue.
Well, no, I would no. I just in situations like this, I was sitting here deliberating and putting myself in that person's position, and it's just unfortunate because I think about for those of you all that used to go to J.C. Penney or still do, right next to the J.C. Penney store is normally the children's play area, and I think about my little Diana in Davis. I'm not giving away my last name. And that's where I always brought them there because it was the best place in the mall. And I think about the fact that he came through that JCPenney and how many people could have been hurt. So I completely understand the actions of the law enforcement. I just can't believe that he made it all the way through an entire department store. That's very unfortunate. And I'm very grateful for the actions of the police officers. I kind of wish they had shot at his tires before he actually even entered the store, but they were still obviously driving behind him. And by the time they jumped out, they couldn't shoot up the truck there. But great actions, and I'm completely behind the case and the officers. This is a no bill and a reasonable use of force. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie Sue. Conservative Penn, you're next.
I have to agree with Charlie Sue. I mean, they had to neutralize the threat. And I mean, just like Queen said, maybe they could have aimed a little better, but hey, at the end of the day, they stopped the threat. So
Nope, it was definitely stopped. It did stop. Coming to you last, Rob. Jenna, give us your rundown.
Oh, I didn't expect him to go through the whole department store and right into the mall. And I mean, yeah, he should have been, the tire should have been shot when he was going, but the cops were in the car. So yeah, I don't think it's an excessive use of force. He's in the mall, and it seemed like he was still pressing on the accelerator, but that could have been just because he was incapacitated. But yeah, they had to stop him at all costs. You don't know how many people he hurt when he went through J.C. Penney.
Okay. See, you're just everybody seems to be in line. Show them how it's done, Patriot Rob. Tell us about it. I want everybody to remember that Patriot Rob said that we're going to revisit this later tonight. Okay. I think we've got a verdict. I think everybody is a no bill on that. What do you think, Big Ron? You want to post one? There it is. No bill on our first case. Not real surprised. Want to take a couple of minutes and get Jason involved in on this one. But I want to address. Everybody said have an issue that these officers were not very good marksmen. Is that the common belief on the jury?
I would say yes.
Okay. Well, let me go to my point and see if you still agree after I make this point, if I'm convincing enough. I would say that they continued to shoot because you're supposed to shoot, and you should shoot if there's a threat that is so threatening, so dangerous that you have to use deadly force to stop it. Then you continue to engage with deadly force until the threat is neutralized. I think this cat was dead a long time before he hit that column because he could have very easily backed up and maneuvered around. He was in the area that Charlie Sue was talking about. I've been in this clean mall, by the way. He's in the area between J.C. Penney's, comes out. There's like a little low fountain area around there. You saw the DPS officer jump over the seating area. This is that play area that Charlie Sue's talking about. All he would have had to done was back up. If he still had energy in him and these cops are missing him, all he had to do was back up, make a half turn, and he could have continued down that mall. And it's actually pretty wide open through there. But I don't think he did. I think he was dead before he hit that column with the first round of volleys. But I think his legs stiffened out. He was on the gas, and that's what you were doing. The slowing down of the truck was the truck giving out.
Joe, is that what you think, Joe? Because that's what was going to be my
Yes.
argument. Is how the hell were the wheels still squealing? So you think he was dead and his foot was on the gas?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. And that's why the wheels were still turning by the time they got up there. He was way dead by the time they approached the vehicle, but that vehicle never did stop going. Either something had fallen onto the gas pedal or he had stiffened up, which is, not uncommon when you're getting riddled with bullets. But I would say the cops were horrible marksmen on that. A lot of shots fired. But once again, the threat, they could have, and technically, I guess you could have continued to keep firing in there as long as the wheels were turning, because the real threat here was not the man necessarily, but it was the vehicle. It was the vehicle inside of a department store in a mall. So that's the real threat that you have to stop. True that. I'm gonna give Jason a chance to weigh in on this one. Jason, have you ever fired that many shots from a handgun at another human being?
I've never been in a scenario that required it. But
Man, I have not. I'm just going to say I've never fired that many shots out of a pistol in a situation. So I'm impressed with it.
I will say, Joey kind of stole my thunder there. I will say that the threat wasn't necessarily the person. The threat was the revving of the motor. They want to stop the truck. And as long as that motor was revving up, in their mind, they don't know if he's still trying to move forward. But I agree 100%, Joe, that guy was dead. And the weight of his leg just went limp and the tires were spinning. But from their point of view, they don't know. The threat became the noise of the engine. And if I'm there, I just want that engine to stop because there's innocent around, and I'm going to keep throwing lead until that engine stops. So, and as far as shooting wheels, that's nonsense. They would have pitted him beforehand. I don't think there was deadly force needed until he turned into the mall. If they had a chance to stop that, as soon as he started taking that left, ram him. But up until that point, you're not going to shoot at tires. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the deadly threat really didn't happen until it was just a real quick turn into J.C. Penney's. I mean, who would have thought? You pursue people through parking lots all the time. It's rare that they turn and try to go through the main entrance. Dude, even the cops that got there after the shots were fired are still telling that story. That's a hell of a story right there.
My ears are still ringing right this moment. I can't make it go away.
I've never been in a police situation where that many rounds were being fired. I've been in some military situations where that's been like that, but it wasn't with handguns. It was an impressive video for me. But we don't need to dwell on it because we've got case number 2. Big Ron, let's send it. All my bumpers are silent tonight.
He's right there in the fucking skateboard. You see him?
Hello,
There's a guy with a gun here in the apartment complex.
What's
I
the
need
address?
a cop over here.
Let's go.
What's the address? What's the address? 20
Perry Street,
Ferry Street.
California, 91331. 20 Perry? 20 Perry. Prairie. Okay, where is he in the apartment complex right now?
He's right here. Skateboard around the parking lot of the apartment complex.
And he pointed the gun to us.
He pointed the gun at us. And we still see him. He's still around here. We just
Okay.
saw him running skateboard.
Okay, hold
around
on,
here.
hold on. We're getting some officers out there. Okay, 1 second. Don't hang up. 7th Street is AW suspect there now. 20 Prairie Street in the parking lot. Suspect armed with a gun pointed it at the PR. It's code 3 incident 3875 RD 1772. Stand by for additional.
The suspect was later identified as Romario Iraheta. As officers in the air unit arrived over the call location, they located Iraheta attempting to flee on a skateboard and directed responding patrol units to his location in the 9300 block of Corbin Avenue.
Get on the ground! Josh. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Spread your fucking feet! Spread your feet!
Put your arms out to the side! Don't move!
Keep coming. Make a right. 95, make a right. All right, go to the next opening. Behind that building, go to the next
Don't move! Go back! You're getting shot! Don't fucking move!
Go east. Make a
After being taken into custody, the officers began rendering aid to Iraheta until paramedics arrived. Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics responded and transported Iraheta to a local hospital to be treated for the gunshot wound he sustained as a result of the officer-involved shooting. While there, medical staff determined that Iraheta would need to be admitted to the hospital for further treatment. Investigators recovered a loaded black steel 9mm semi-automatic Glock 19 pistol with a high-capacity magazine and additional live ammunition at the scene and booked it as evidence.
All right, folks, that's your second case. 911 call stimulated police contact with a gentleman on a skateboard that was brandishing a firearm and pointing it at people. They make contact with him. He flees on skateboard. And in the midst of, he transitions from skateboard to feet, foot pursuits and pursues, and then it results in officers actually firing and striking him. He's hit once, survived injuries, obviously, and was taken into custody. What we're looking for was the force that was used by law enforcement here justified by shooting at him on his attempted departure. Any parts of the video that you'd like to see? There's a lot going on in here. Maybe there's a couple of spots we'd like to see. Anybody want to start calling places?
Yes, I need to see the first video. I've got my husband sitting here watching the very first video where he just starts shooting at him running.
Get on the ground! Ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
That help?
And again, even though the suspect was brandishing the gun in the air, shooting fire, we are debating on the actions of the police officer, correct? Joe?
Yes, we're just looking at the force that was used by law enforcement. Was it reasonable or unreasonable? So that's the simple question. Do you think it was reasonable that the officer fired at him? And remember, the only time that anyone, including a police officer, can use deadly force is in defense of themselves or a third person, or in the sometimes case, if it's a fleeing person, and that fleeing person, by them getting away, is a imminent threat to the general public at large. So those are the times that you can pull a gun out and use it, and a grand jury would find that reasonable. Before we get into deliberations, let me leave you with this, and we'll go back to the video even when you guys deliberate, but I want to start this. I think that you have two aspects here. We can go back and look at the video very closely at the time the first shots rang out. I think if you look closely, that you see the suspect make a turn towards the officer, and he's got the gun in his hand. He makes a turn towards the officer. I think at that point, you should weigh out, was it reasonable that that officer or a reasonable person would believe, confronted with the circumstances the officer's seeing there before him, knowing that he's responding to a guy with a gun call that is pointed at other people. When he attempted to make contact, the guy runs on a skateboard and then takes off on foot. He's got a firearm in his hand. It's hard to see in the video, but you know it's in his hand. When he gets to where he stops, he drops the firearm out of his right hand. It was in his right hand all along. Is it reasonable to believe that he thought his life was in danger at that point? After that, I don't know. I think that you go to the other one, that if this guy gets away, do you think this guy, a reasonable person, would believe that this guy would be a danger to the immediate public? In other words, if I just let him go, what's the chances that he could hurt someone else? Would a reasonable person believe that he's a threat to other people? Those are the two questions I think you need to answer. And with that, Big Ron, let's put up a clock and let's go ahead and go to deliberations. All right, so I've kind of given you the questions. If you want to go back and see the video, we can absolutely do that. But if not, I'm going to start with Jenna, though. Who said they were ready? Penn? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Jenna still.
Perfect.
I think that it's reasonable that they incapacitated him in the alleyway before he got out of the alleyway. I mean, he was originally pointing it at people in the apartment complex. You don't know if he was going to get triggered and shoot somebody.
Well, let me ask you, because you used a word I want to make sure we're clear on. You said incapacitate. Every bullet that they fired had the potential and possibility to incapacitate him on a very regular, permanent basis. So you're okay with him killing him?
Not killing him, but at least like shooting him in the leg and taking him down.
But you can't use a gun to shoot somebody in the leg and maim. If I shoot a gun at you, if I shoot you in your knee, there's a good chance you could bleed out and die. So that's deadly force, whether it killed you or not.
Joe, real quick though, cops are trained to kill, right? They're not trained to maim. Is that correct?
Nobody in a profession like that is trained to maim. Everyone is trained to. It's the only time you use deadly force. So if it's deadly force, I'm going to return deadly force back to you. Okay, so are
I
you
just learned
okay?
that in my conciliatory courts.
Let me ask you this. You bring it up. Are you okay with him using semi-deadly force to incapacitate them? Are you okay with him? What if that bullet had struck that fleeing man in the back of his head and he fell dead right there where he stood? Would you still be okay with it?
I have my thoughts. It's not my turn though.
Oh, I thought that was Jenna. Who was that? Jenna talking to Snark brought that up.
Sorry, that was me.
That was
Well,
Snark.
okay, well, you're in it now, so finish it up. Would it make a
Okay,
difference?
so I think excessive force was used here for multiple reasons. Number one, I don't know for sure the cops knew he actually had a gun in his hand. If I was running behind him, I wouldn't have been able to tell from that video. Number two, way too many innocent people around. That he's just flailing his gun, just shooting wildly. He wasn't damn anywhere near close enough to know he could get a shot in on that guy.
Well, he hit him
What else?
on the run.
Yeah, I'm surprised though, to be honest. So again, given the situation and in the parking lot that he was in, okay, my issue is that he should have gotten closer so he could administered like maybe a taser, because the odds are that running guy could have turned around and made a shot at a cop in a bulletproof vest would have harmed him. Highly unlikely. So I'm gonna go excessive use.
So you think it was excessive force, so that would be okay. I got where you're at. Let's go to Penn.
Fuck around and find out. I mean, it was called into dispatch that he had a gun. I think that the officer could see it. He turned. He had no idea at that point if, he was going to fire at the officer, and officer did what he had to do.
Okay, Jenna, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm just debating it. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want him to be like shot in the back of the head, and then, but the officer didn't know it. When he turned around, a gun in his hand. I don't think it's I don't think it's excessive use of force.
Well, I'm going to say if you're okay with him being incapacitated but not killed, then I don't know that you could see it as anything but excessive force. Because by the grace of God or whatever, the bullet hit him in the shoulder and didn't hit him in the back of the head. It was still deadly
Right.
force use. I tell you what, think about it a bit more. Let's see if Charlie Sue can bring you over the line. Give us what your opinion is, Charlie Sue.
I love conservative pin. She said, "Fudge around and find out." Well, but I'm gonna differ, girl. I was sitting here, and that's why I needed to watch it. And I'm gonna, because I'm looking at it when he was running after the suspect. I think it was excessive. I think I'm not going to say poor training, but maybe lack of discernment, because he was shooting excessively while running. He could have endangered the public. Those bullets obviously wasn't hitting the suspect. It could have hit another person. And the distance also. I think this needs to be deliberated further. So I'm going to say Bill.
Okay, Rob. You are correct, sir. Okay, so a soft vote would put us 1, 2 bills or no bills, and 2 true bills with Jenna undecided. Jenna, have you decided yet?
Yeah, I agree with what Rob said. He took a shot. He was a little wide with the other ones, but yeah, I don't think it was excessive use of force. You don't know what people are going to do while they're running, and the point of view of the officer, like he said, they're trained stuff. So I say no bill.
All right, that's 3-2 count as we stand. Queen Bee, anything persuaded you, or are you still standing with your position?
Nope, I'm still standing my ground. Listen, if I had my personal opinion, anybody who runs from the cops deserves to get shot in the head. To be honest, you're an idiot. Especially if the call has come in that you have a gun. But that is not the directions you have given us as a former law enforcement officer, or how police are supposed to navigate these kind of decisions. So that's why I stand my ground on Bill.
Well, that's not what I said. The only thing I gave was instructions on this as a reasonable person. It really kind of, to me, it makes it easier to solve these complicated situations.
But
If you just
wildly
say,
chasing somebody, shooting erratically, I assume is not the way cops are trained.
All right, dude. So we've got your vote is you're still a no bill? I mean, you're a true bill. Charlie Sue, are you still a true bill?
True Bill. Definitely True
I
Bill.
no, it's a bill. I'm arguing with my husband here. It's cheese and crackers. It's a bill.
Okay, so we've got
force was used. That's my call.
Okay, so we've got 2 true bills or 2 indictments and 3 no bills. Big Ron, that's a decision. Let's post it. There we go. No bill, no formal charges. Before we get to our next case, guys, I want to introduce you to those who don't know our friend Range Minded with Range Minded Podcast. Anything 2A, anything has anything to do with 2A law and guncraft. He's got a weekly podcast, puts it out. He's one of the better micro creators out there. And I just learned this term because I nominated him for a Gundy for a micro creator of the year with his podcast, the Range Minded Podcast. Big Ron, let's show him a clip of that.
Have you ever wondered to yourself, man, what time does the store close? On the podcast, we talk about all things sexual. You don't mind me using that narrative. Either way, you can find us whether on YouTube or Rumble, Range Minded Podcast. I'm also on all sorts of maybe stop by, buy a patch and some other things. There you can link to the social medias and all that other stuff. Hope to see you there. It's always a good time. Anyways, you guys have fun, stay safe, and always stay range minded.
That's it, folks. Nominated for Best Micro Podcast Gundy for 2025. You guys can go vote and help him out with that. Go to see him at therangeminded.com. Great stuff on there as far as little patches and things like that. You guys get into it. Oh, Timothy said he did it as well. Good job, Timothy. I like to see that. Range is a good guy. Deserves the support. All right, Big Ron. We paid our homage to the Range Minded Podcast. Let's go to case number 3. Hold on to your socks, everyone. This one's going to be a big one.
Stop right there! Stop! Stop! Get on the ground, both of you! Lay down on the ground! Lay down on the ground! Who else is in the room? Nobody. Nobody else is in the room? Nobody. Are you positive? Nobody. Absolutely positive. Okay.
Since apparently we have a failure for you to comprehend simple instructions, I'm going to go over some of them again, okay? Can you both hear and understand me?
Yes.
All right. If you make a mistake, another mistake, there's a very severe possibility you're both going to get shot. Do you understand that?
Yes. I do.
Yes. All right.
What the?
This is, shut up. I'm not here to be tactful or diplomatic with you. You listen, you obey. For one thing, did I tell you to move, young man? Did I tell you to put both your hands on the top of your head and interlace your fingers? Take your feet and cross your left foot over your right foot. Who else is in the room?
Nobody.
All right, stand by, we have contact. All right. Are you both drunk?
No.
No. All right. So you're not going to have any problems understanding anything that I tell you, right?
Great.
All right.
Can I go to my room?
No, you're not going to do anything but come towards us. Young man, you are not to move. You're to put your eyes down and look down at the carpet. You're to keep your fingers interlaced behind your head. You're to keep your feet crossed. If you move, we're going to consider that a threat, and we are going to deal with it, and you may not survive it. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Young lady, shut up and listen. All right? You are to keep your feet crossed. Take both of your hands, put them flat in front of you. You are to push yourself up to a kneeling position. Kneeling position. Now, put both your hands in the air. Okay, crawl towards us.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Cuff, grab a pole.
No, Rich, pull
Pull,
this
Rich,
way.
pull. Let me know when you're clear. Clear? No, you're not clear. You haven't pressed her yet.
You're not. You'll be in the chain so we figure out exactly what's going on, okay? Just be cool and we'll be done.
Okay, when you're done with that, lay her flat. Okay, I need one more cuff rope. Okay. This is the deal. We're going to do almost like we did before. Okay? Have a seat. Okay, young man, listen to my instructions and do not make a mistake. You are to keep your legs crossed. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
You are to put both of your hands palms down, straight out in front of you. Push yourself up to a kneeling position. I said keep your legs crossed!
I'm sorry.
I didn't say this in conversation. Put your hand in the air! Hands up in the air! You do that again, we're shooting you. Do you understand?
Please do not shoot me.
Then listen to my instructions.
I'm trying to do what you
Don't talk, listen! Hands straight up in the air. Do not put your hands down for any reason. You think you're gonna fall, you better fall on your face. Your hands go back in the small of your back or down.
Holy shit! Did I not get all that video?
Did not.
Oh my goodness. Go on to the next case. I'll fix that. I will come back to it. My apologies.
But the
All right, fire in
suspense.
case 4.
Oh my God, this suspense, y'all.
All right, here we go, guys. Case 4.
Bill 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Good morning. Let me put this call in. Good morning. My address is mentally ill, and he's damaged some my neighbor's property and started a fire. I need someone to come out and take him in, if you would.
Okay. And it's is the property still burning or no?
No, it was just a small fire, but he entered their property and vandalized it.
What is he diagnosed with?
He won't go to the doctor, but he's schizophrenic.
Okay. Is he black or Hispanic?
He's black.
What is he wearing?
He has on some brown shorts and a t-shirt. I can't remember the color.
Where is he currently?
He's in my house.
Okay.
I'm over to the neighbor.
All right. How old is he?
He's 30.
Is he currently being aggressive or anything like that?
No, not currently.
Any drinking, drugs, or weapons involved?
No.
Okay. What is your last name? Telephone number? Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and get someone out there to you, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Hey y'all, did y'all call? What's going on?
How you doing?
Good, how are y'all? I'm Officer Russell. This is Joshua. He's a mental health counselor. He rides with us.
This is their house. My son has damaged their house. He's mentally ill.
He kind of burnt it, and then he tried to put the fire out with paint, and I guess he realized he was wrong halfway through.
He also threw some paint on the house next door.
And
they have it on video.
so he was shot, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah, he was
in the
shot.
face. So
He's been schizophrenic.
it's like schizo symptoms, but you know he's 28, can't be diagnosed. 30.
He 30? Oh, he's 30.
Did he have any of these symptoms before he was shot?
I would say so, but
Where was he shot?
Shot in the face.
Okay, so maybe he has a traumatic brain injury? Is that
Could be. I
possible?
couldn't. He started falling apart after the accident. He stopped doing the follow-up visits and all of that. So he's been downhill since that happened.
All right.
But he has like these moments where he was telling me he has moments where he feels like somebody's plotting against him, and then they told them that the person was in that house. So that's why he did what he did. And he always has these moments where he just has like these paranoid, like just we call outbursts. Can be violent, cannot depend.
Did the fire happen this morning?
Yeah.
It did. And was something going on? Does he?
No, 1 o'clock in the morning.
It started at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, he did it at 1:15 this morning. It's on camera. We was in this.
Y'all were in there sleeping when he did this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've tried the Baker Act before, and he's been at
2701 Charlie.
Charlie.
Start me probably 1 or 2 more units. Reference a 27 that tried to set the neighbor's house on fire. Please.
2701 Charlie, 10-4, 10-23, 908.
Ex parte order. Have you heard of that before?
I think I have.
Okay, it's some paperwork that you can fill out and take to the court system, and they like
Oh, you can send a
almost
from the call,
always
be
get
advised.
signed. I haven't had one that has not
that
been
unit
signed before.
sergeant.
The judge signs it, it comes back to us or patrol, and we serve it to him and take him to get him an assessment.
Is that different from the Baker Act? Or
It's just a different process to a Baker Act. It's still detaining someone for an assessment.
2701 Charlie.
Yeah.
2727.
So where's he at now? Where's his, I guess, mindset at now? Is he still having an episode?
He used to apologize, but now that he saw the police pull up,
He realized not to excuse him. He told me once I was talking to my son, I said, Brian did what? He heard that. And he stopped and said, had a fight with this girl, which is a hallucination.
Yeah.
And I said, did you hurt her? Nobody got hurt. And I said, what you do? He didn't tell me about the fight. They told me about the fight, but for him to cross over here, won the property instead
Yeah.
of hired, it could be different. So.
Are there any weapons in the house, or does he have access to any weapons?
Number 427, check it,
No guns or anything like that? Okay. And now let me ask you, what do you guys want to do about this?
2102, check in 1077.
I'm gonna get it fixed. I'm gonna get it done. It's up to my wife.
I just wanted to get some help. Like, my kids, like I was telling them, we've been here for 16 years.
Yeah.
She's been my neighbor for 16 years. So we witnessed, him getting into the accident, getting shot. We've witnessed it. We've lived it pretty much with her.
Yeah.
This is, like she said, it's not the first time he's did something to my house.
Yeah.
But this could have been deadly.
Yeah.
Those are my
absolutely.
kids' rooms.
Absolutely.
So I'm more hurt than mad. Because my kids are innocent in the whole situation.
Yeah.
If it was a vehicle, I wouldn't care. Tell them my cars. But, like my kids right now.
And now he just threw paint on that house,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Do you know whose house that is?
She just moved 2-3 months ago.
Okay. Is she home right now?
No, she left.
She left?
Is that her house or a rental property?
A rental property.
Alright. And I see some black marks on your house. Did he try to do that to your house this morning too?
Nah,
That was
From the grill?
That was the smoke thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's mosquitoes.
Alright. Well, give me just a second, okay?
Ryan, come here. You're gonna get dog bit. Get on the ground. Back up. Back up. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. K99, shots fired. Buckman and 25th. Buckman and 25th. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. I'm out with the suspect. He's still on the ground. Signal 18. Go ahead and start rescue 1068. Knife is still in his hand. 25th in Buckman. I am 1077.
And 26, 1039, the district.
Drop the knife.
Bravo 625 going 297.
Drop the knife.
Everyone show 721.
K99. Right here, right here. Stop, stop, stop. Summer, stop. Hey, come around. He's still signal 0. Hold on. That knife's still in his hand.
Drop that knife, man.
Drop the knife.
Drop that knife. Drop the knife.
Brian, drop the knife, man. We're trying to help you. We're trying to get you medical, buddy.
Next, you'll see a portion of footage captured by Officer Summers' body-worn camera. In this footage, you will hear the officers discuss the plan to disarm Gillis, who was still holding the knife after being shot. You will also see an officer remove the knife from Gillis's hand and handcuff Gillis.
All right, just hold on for a second. This is going to be the plan. Just give me, just over here, open the sign so we ain't got to go crossfire. All right, this is going to be the plan. I'm going to move in. I'm going to step on his hand to get the knife out. All right.
Hey, Roselle, you're going to be our handcuffer since you got gloves?
I got some.
Make sure you
all right, hold on.
Make sure they get a pathway.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Swing around. Swing around.
Just leave the knife right there. Mike, just put it right there.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it right beside. So we can get in cuffs.
Okay, let's get handcuffs on him. I know he's probably 7. We've got to handcuff him.
Yep. Hold on. Okay. I'm trying to get him on now. My hand's too damn sweaty. Anybody else can get him on.
Roll them over.
We'll get 2 blocks out, walk it all off.
Crime scene detectives responded to the scene during the investigation and collected Gillis's knife from where it was placed after Gillis was disarmed. The next step in this investigation involves an independent inquiry and review of the officer's actions by the state attorney's office. The state attorney's office will decide whether the officer's actions were lawful. After the conclusion,
There is your video. You had a disturbed person, arson. I was going to say attempted arson, but it wasn't attempted arson. He actually caught the house on fire and it burned itself out. Didn't damage or destroy the structure, but that's still arson. On the loose, you listen to his family members. Patriot Rob, you had your social worker. Social worker was there, so it had every aspect to it. They locate him in the area a short time after having the initial interview. This was an officer that was called there to assist, and he does so by patrolling the area. This is not uncommon, and they make contact with our suspect, brandishes a knife towards him, and then turns to run away, and then is shot down. So are there portions of the video that you'd like to see again, or any portions of maybe the people talking that you want to hear again? Yeah, I got you. Let me see if I can get there.
Ryan, come here. You're going to get dog bit. Get on the ground. Back up. Back up. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. K-99, shots fired. Buckman and 25th. Buckman and 25th. Get on the ground. Back up. Back up. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Get on the ground. Back up. Back up. Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
Any other portion, any of the jurors like to hear before we go to, or see before we go to deliberations?
I don't think so.
All right. Sorry, I was trying to get Jenna back up on the stage. We seem to have dropped. You back with us, Jenna? You have audio?
Yeah.
Very good. Big Ron, give us a clock. Let's get this one started. I'm going to go to Big Rob first. All right, we're going to let it bake. Let's hear what's maybe someone else's point of view will steer you in the direction that you'd like to go. Charlie Sue, I want to go to you next, and Snark Queen Bee and Jenna, you guys get ready. Conservative Pin, you'll be last. Go ahead, Charlie.
I know why you came to me, because that was excessive force. The poor mentally ill dude was like back up with his little knife. So my husband and I are both watching this. I think like you, Rob, my husband's from the Bronx also, and he's like major excessive force, like major. And then the guy was like back up. He wasn't approaching the police officer, but I think the police officer was reacting. That is extremely unfortunate. But what did he do? Lay off about 5 or 6 rounds in that time frame?
About four or five, yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, that was unreasonable. He was the one with the gun, and the guy had a knife, and he was running away. You heard the guy say, back off. He was not approaching the police officer, and it is very unfortunate that the police officer laid off 4 or 5 rounds. That is unreasonable. I don't care anything before. I don't care anything after. We're looking at what was happening in those 10 seconds. That was unreasonable use of excessive force. Therefore, it is a bill.
Okay. Snark, Miss Queen Bee, what do you say?
I'm 100% on with Charlie Sue. Too many things to name that were absolutely out of reasonable on this incident. Bill.
Jenna.
100%, no questions asked.
Gotcha, Jenna.
Yeah, I go with Bill. That was, I mean, I'm torn with it because it could have turned really bad really quickly, but in that delusion of his, I don't think he
Jenna, I think we're losing your audio. You're coming in real rugged. I'll come back to you. Let's go to Penn. What do you think, Penn?
I think the cop overused force. That was ridiculous. I mean, he didn't even give him a chance to drop the knife. I mean, we're dealing with someone that is obviously mentally unstable. I understand that you can do damage with a knife, but that was excessive. Period.
Back to you, Patriot Rob. You're the only one that hasn't planted a flag. Let me put another layer on top of this. And we've talked about the times when the use of force is justified, and that would be protection of yourself. And the man was armed with a knife, mentally unstable. Yeah, maybe it's reasonable to believe that he's a threat with that knife. So one could use, in theory, one could use lethal force to defend themselves against an assailant with a knife. One can also use deadly force to defend a third person. There really wasn't anyone else in the scene there, so that third person really doesn't, in my mind, doesn't come into play. But there is another one. They've been called out there because he's not only done damage to property, he's attempted to burn a house. The officer just listened to a mother talk about, ma'am, that's my kids' rooms that he caught on fire. You know, that's a big deal. They've heard there with the social worker, matter of fact, talking about how unstable and volatile this guy is that's running around with a knife. Could the officer, or would it be reasonable that the officer could have believed that this person escaping could result in someone else's house being burned? Which, by the way, you can use deadly force to prevent an arson in most states, and I think in this state is no different in Florida. Yeah, so arson is another one in there. So that comes into play. It didn't come into play a lot of them, but it would come into play here that he's already attempted to catch one house on fire. He's kind of running the streets. And is it reasonable that the officer believed that this person escaping presented an immediate danger to the public at large for both arson and being struck with that knife? Well, I get it, but on the general surface, would it be reasonable if someone said, "Man, that guy's dangerous"? If someone made that statement about this person, would you think that'd be a reasonable statement? Okay. But brother, I'm asking you to look at it like the law would look at it, which it honestly is pretty broad, and that's in our favor. Not the, when it's specific, that's in the government's favor. It's kind of in our favor on self-defense type of cases. And I'm not trying to sway you one way or another, but that's the way I look at them. It's not what necessarily what I would have done, what I have personally thought this guy was a threat, but I think I look at it more like if someone said that guy was scary and then told me what they heard, I'd be like, well, it's reasonable that you would think it was scary. Maybe I wouldn't, but it would be reasonable that you did. Is the way I'm looking at this. Well, we've got a minute and 41 seconds, and Jenna has not planted her flag either. So I want to go to Jenna. Maybe she can persuade you on which way she goes. Jenna, which way are you going with this? Because it's time to vote.
I'm gonna go with not excessive use of force because I've been in a situation with a psych patient where it can turn really bad really quickly, and you got to defuse the situation. Um, I mean, he could. I mean, how far away was he from the police officer when he first started shooting?
I don't know. With each shot, he got further away because he was running away when he was shot.
Right. Um, if the initial distance when they were first, I mean, he could have turned around and, I mean, it's people who have schizophrenia have
All right,
superhuman
guys, we're
strength when
we're
they're in
we're
the
into this. You guys are trying to
episode.
diagnose mental illness. Let's go look at it this way. I think you need to answer the question: is it reasonable that the officer believed that he had to prevent this person's escape because that person presented a reasonable
Yes,
threat
yes,
to the community? If that answer is yes, I think
yes.
it's a no bill.
He was
But
a threat to
let me
the
go around.
community.
We got 28 seconds. Charlie Sue, did that change your mind? Are you still a
Hell no.
true
I
bill?
can't believe Rob and Jenna, y'all are deliberating. You're lucky I love you because you're conservatives. But hell no, there was no one around. He was not a threat to the public. And I think the officer was completely unreasonable. Why didn't he leash and let the dog sick him? I mean, seriously, he let 4 or 5 rounds from a man that was running away.
Okay, hang on. I got to get to everyone else. Start Queen B. Did that sway your opinion? Or are you still a true bill, an indictment?
Absolutely not. And I pray to God those other 2 people never become cops.
Are you talking about our jurors? Well, I'd hope that you
Yes.
wouldn't sit on another juror and treat your other jurors that way. That's kind of strange.
Oh no, absolutely. That's what they are saying is absolute insanity. I am hardcore 100% with Charlie Sue.
All right, Rob, yeah, which way are you going with this? An indictment. You're still a true bill?
Yeah,
An indictment?
I am
All right.
100%.
That's an indictment. Post it, Big Ron. We got us an indictment tonight. Jason, you want to weigh in on this one? That's fine, brother. You can tell everybody it's live because we are live. Jason, are you alive with us?
Yeah, trying to be. Um, I think this is a lawful but awful moment. Um, Joe's exactly right. This guy just committed an arson. It ties into. First, I want to give the cop a compliment that he transferred from his taser to his gun once he saw deadly force presented so smoothly. Now, that being said, and I say this in every show, you have to take the fact that he's mentally ill in this moment, get it out of your mind. It doesn't matter because he is a threat to public safety. If this guy gets out, what we could end up with a barricaded suspect with hostages. We put victims in harm's way. You have the 21-foot rule in play here. The To me, it's a priorities of life thing where it's the innocent, the victims, the police officer, then the suspect. Personally, if I was in his shoes, I'm not shooting. I don't agree with the manner that it went down. I think in the real world, it'll probably go to court, but at the end of the day, I don't see a jury convicting him based upon law. That's my 2 cents.
I think I'm kind of like Rob on that one. I think I would have had to go a bill. I think that yes, you can make the argument that his escape could, or a reasonable person would believe that his escape would endanger lives and property from arson from others. I think so. If he'd given it a bit of a foot pursuit, I might be a little different on this because the guy began to run. At this point, he's not coming. I get it with a knife. You're going to face off with me or a knife. I'm not going to get close for you to cut me. I'm going to cut you with bullets at distance. But if you turn and run from me, especially mentally ill, I may not get close with you, but I'm going to keep up with you until I get some help there. Maybe figure out something else to do. I think so. I think I would have billed this one, quite frankly, Jason. But I agree with you. It's real touchy on the law. Because the only thing that the defense or the state is going to have to overcome the fact that this guy wasn't a threat. And I think a reasonable person could make a lot of arguments. And Queen, I really don't see where you're coming from. I think under the law, you can make a lot of arguments as to why this guy's escape presented a danger to the public at large and the property at large from fire. Arson is a reason to get shot if you're trying to burn a building. But good deliberations. And but I agree with the jury on that. I think a true bill. It squeaks by on me, but I think a true bill is true. We're going to go back to my screw up. I had to get this video. This one goes back some. I didn't get this from an official release. I've had to kind of like scrape this off the YouTube verse out there. But here is the raw video, and I'm not going to try to catch the spot I missed. We're going to watch the whole thing again. I think it's important that we see this from beginning to end. But here is our video number 3 in its full and entirety. It's the one that says warning graphic on it, Big Ron, if you'll push that one up. You still with us, Big Ron? I got you. Well, no, there we go.
I was working it. Had to find it.
Stop right there! Stop! Stop! Get on the ground, both of you! Lay down on the ground! Lay down on the ground!
Who else is in the room?
Nobody.
Nobody else is in the room? Are
Nobody.
you positive?
Nobody. Absolutely positive.
Okay. Since apparently we have a failure for you to comprehend simple instructions, I'm going to go over some of them again, okay? Can you both hear and understand me?
Yes.
All right. If you make a mistake, another mistake, there's a very severe possibility you're both going to get shot. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
All right.
What the?
This is, shut up. I'm not here to be tactful or diplomatic with you. You listen, you obey. For one thing, did I tell you to move, young man? Did I tell you to put both your hands, put both your hands on the top of your head and interlace your fingers? Take your feet and cross your left foot over your right foot. Who else is in the room?
Nobody.
All right, stand by. We have contact. All right. Are you both drunk?
No.
Alright. So you're not going to have any problems understanding anything that I tell you, right? Great. Alright.
Can I go to my room?
No, you're not going to do anything but come towards us. Young man, you are not to move. You're to put your eyes down and look down at the carpet. You're to keep your fingers interlaced behind your head. You're to keep your feet crossed. If you move, we're going to consider that a threat, and we are going to deal with it, and you may not survive it. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Young lady, shut up and listen. All right? You are to keep your feet crossed. Take both of your hands, put them flat in front of you. You are to push yourself up to a kneeling position. Kneeling position. Now, put both your hands in the air. Okay, crawl towards us.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Cuff, grab and pull.
No, Rich, pull
Pull,
him this
Rich,
way.
pull. Let me know when you're clear. Clear? No, you're not clear. You haven't pressed her yet.
You're not. You're being the same time we figure out exactly what's going on, okay? Just be cool and we'll be done.
Okay, when you're done with that, lay her flat. Okay, I need one more cuff rope. Okay. This is the deal. We're going to do almost like we did before. Okay? Okay, young man, listen to my instructions and do not make a mistake. You are to keep your legs crossed. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
You are to put both of your hands palms down, straight out in front of you. Push yourself up to a kneeling position. I said keep your legs crossed!
I'm sorry.
I didn't say this in conversation. Put your hand in the air! Hands up in the air! You do that again, we're shooting you. Do you understand?
Please do not shoot me.
Then listen to my instructions.
I'm trying to just do what you
Don't talk! Listen! Hands straight up in the air. Do not put your hands down for any reason. You think you're going to fall, you better fall on your face. Your hands go back in the small of your back or down. We are going to shoot you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Crawl towards me. Crawl towards me!
Yes, sir.
Don't go! Get up on him. Okay,
Hey, Glenn, go ahead and
hold
reduce
on
the
him.
size.
One with me.
They're holding the video. You'll hear the audio, but they're holding the video because of its graphic content.
Key card, key card. Key card.
Okay, that's your video, folks. I had to get this. This one goes back some 6 years. I had to get it from traditional media sources, and this is where it ends. What happens after this video is that this man is shot and he dies there, about where his knees are now. But that's your video. Any parts of this that we'd like to see again? And let me go back, and I don't have the background information. This is a hotel room in Mesa, Arizona. This is Mesa police that show up to this call. They get a 911 call that people are complaining or reporting that someone has this this hotel room that they're in, that they asked them to come out of, that window, someone was pointing a gun out that window. So the police are there thinking someone was aiming a gun out the window, or that there's a firearm involved, and that is the premise behind their response. So any parts of the video we'd like to see again? It's pretty much frozen, in my opinion. It's pretty much frozen on the spot that I think matters. But any questions from any of the jurors? I know, Rob, you're familiar with it. Anybody that's not familiar with it, if you'd like to ask any questions, let's do it now.
Could you, Joe, back up just right before he got shot, as we can see in the image? I want to see his arm reactions right before it froze.
Hold on him. One with me. Do you understand me? Crawl towards me.
Crawl towards me! Don't go!
What you're seeing where the whoever put this video together, where they're pausing it is at the exact same time or just a fraction seconds after he's shot. All right, if no more questions, no parts of that video, Big Ron, let's put that down and put a clock up. All right, Rob, I'm not coming to you first. You're going to come last on this, so I'm just give you a warning on it. I want to go to Snark Queen Bee first.
This is absolutely the most ridiculous video you have ever shown. Of course, excessive force, and the cop's demeanor is absolutely unacceptable. Total bill, 100%.
Okay. And you're looking at that through the lens that would a reasonable person believe that themselves or a third person was in danger?
There was no third person in danger.
There was at least
And no
one
cop
of
should ever speak to anybody in that way. I don't care if you're a criminal or not.
Is that a criminal offense? Should somebody go to jail for that?
No, but he should go to jail for shooting the guy.
Okay. All right, let's go to conservative pin next.
100,000%. This is the easiest one we've done tonight.
Okay. Let's go to conservative pin and see her opinion.
I have to say 100% agree with Snark, which, I mean, that was excessive force, period.
Okay. And guys, I don't know that excessive force would be the proper term. I think unlawful or unreasonable force.
Perfect. That's
Right.
fine, but it was appalling.
Okay. So you would be a true bill or an indictment
Yes.
as we stand now. Okay.
Yes.
Jenna, what do you think?
I agree with her. I would say true bill.
Charlie Sue?
Well, cheese and crackers and bless his heart. This is the first time I am going to say no bill because this is where I come in as a military veteran. I was extremely impressed with this officer, clear and concise and detailed. He even communicated earlier to say, have you been drinking? That way there was no reason for them to not understand him communicating. That's why I had you rewind, because when, bless his heart, when he took his hand and it was his left hand and reached behind his back, I was just like, fudge, why did he do that? He had clear, detailed, precise instructions. I was sitting here talking to my husband. I was like, he has to be prior military because he's very detailed, because that's how we are, right? We're both veterans, we're very detailed. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but there was just no way in misconstruing and misunderstanding this officer. So therefore, I'm going to say no bill, bless his heart. He's dead.
So are you doing no bill because he didn't obey the clear instructions that were giving, or because
No
at
bill,
some
because
point
he did not, right. He did not obey the clear instructions.
is that justification for killing someone?
Yeah, he looked like he was reaching for something behind his back.
Okay.
That's why I had you rewind.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was trying. That's what I'm trying to get to. That's the real thing that gets you is that it looks like he's reaching for something behind his back.
he was, and with those clear instructions, that MFer was reaching for something. I don't care if he was reaching to scratch his back. He had clear instructions, and that's where now you got to put yourself in the officer's shoes. It's like, just like, you asshole, we told you, we gave you detailed information, and you still didn't listen.
Okay. Big Rob, the Patriot Rob. I've been waiting all week to hear this. Well, I'd like to just let's get through the deliberations. We can talk about the story, maybe the after party or between this, but I don't want to spoil the jury. Yeah, no, I've seen it. Well, hang on now. We're not trying to make a judgment on this particular incident. This is it's an exercise. So I want to keep the judgment on just what we saw on the video tonight. And I look for this. I've seen the video before. I look for for its entirety, and for whatever reason, I could not come up with it. This was the cleanest version I can get. Everything's been cut up in commentary to death on this one. Okay, we are. We only have one holdout, Charlie Sue, with a no bill. Charlie Sue, did that any of what other people's points of view, has it swayed your opinion any at all?
Okay, I'm going to make this very clear. If I'm a juror and I have never seen this case and I know nothing about the case, the last three cases as well, I'm only going to use what is put before me. I don't know any precursors. I don't know any stories. I don't know any timeline. I don't know any mainstream media. I was looking at, yeah, I saw the guy crying. I mean, he could have been mentally ill or had some type of autism, with all due respect. Again, the reason I was trying to explain, this officer was extremely detailed from the get-go. He said, you do not put your arms down unless, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Watch the video again. I don't know any details about this kid. I don't know if he could have been my son, for heaven's sakes. But all I'm saying is he had clear instructions. The moment he put his hands, I'm trying to think as if I'm a police officer, that he reached behind his back. How many cases have we seen where they reach behind their back, the officer shoot, and guess what everyone says? No bill. But now we know the story about the kid. We know his history. We know who he is. So that officer was a piece of shit. Oh, that's just great. No bill.
Okay, is everybody stuck on their vote? Everyone else besides Charlie Sue is a true bill or an indictment on this as unlawful or unreasonable use of force. All right, Big Ron, post us a verdict. And by the way, jurors, you decided exactly what they did in Arizona. They indicted this officer. He stood trial, but a jury trial, he was acquitted. Was not found guilty of the crime, but he was terminated from the agency he worked for pretty quickly, and then was indicted, stood trial, and actually I think he sued for like PTSD and actually won some money from the city. It's weird. This cop did some weird things after all this. Maybe done some weird things before. But you know what? I understand where Charlie Sue's coming from. I can see that. I think it's somewhat reasonable to think that if you're pulling your pants, or you're pulling your pants up and pulling the gun out. I don't really know. But I think just like this case, the last case we just saw with a mentally ill person with a knife, and if everybody remembers the airman in Oklahoma City where he came to the door with earbuds in and the cop shot him. All three of those cases, in my opinion, cops are moving too fast. And things do, we'll say this a lot, Jason has said a lot, things happen fast out there in the wild. They do. But there is something of, you got more time than you think you do, and you got to fight that in your mind. You have more time than you think you do. Slow is fast, and that kind of business. Jason, what's your opinion on this case? Have you seen it before?
No, I've never seen it.
Then give us your raw take.
It's tough. I again, just like the last one, I don't think I would have shot when that officer shot. And in this case, I don't think I would have shot when that officer shot. But I also need to say, I agree with Charlie on it was the nature of the call there that there's a gun in the room.
Pointing a gun out the window.
Okay.
Yes.
So in their mind, you're responding to a gun pointing incident and they basically conduct a felony stop. I thought his verbal commands were, just follow my orders. I can see that instant reach towards the back thing where the officer might think he's reaching for something, but I don't think personally I would not have pulled the trigger there until I saw something come out of his hand. I think he moved too quick. I both did. I think the pulling his pants up or whatever doesn't matter. The officer's point of view is he thinks he's reaching for something. I think on both sides they just move too quick. So I personally would probably send this one to court and whatever, and that's what the mental health, the black guy with the knife, same thing. These are, I think you're better off sending it, let them be judged, and let a jury decide. And these are close enough where I think the best route would say, this could go either way. This is not our decision at this point. So I'd send them both and let the courts figure out who's right and who's wrong.
That's exactly what our juries did here tonight. I agree. I think that I agree with Jason. I'm not saying that a reasonable person wouldn't believe that this guy was going for a gun. I just think that when you're doing that job, you need to remember that you have more time to process than you think you do in most cases. But then again, you'll hear us say it happened so fast, and both are really true. But I don't think until you've been there, you quite understand that some things will slow down for you. You have a chance to try to catch up. You don't have to be so quick on the trigger in some of these cases. But with that, let's get to, I want to talk about Jason's 3D response system. Big Ron, throw us up a video clip of a quick synopsis of what this 3D response school safety system is.
Take a right. You're going to proceed down the long hall all the way to the end. You're going to go till the end where you're in there.
Law enforcement is on the way.
Folks, that's 3D Response. You can go to 3dresponse.com and get a whole breakdown on that. But it is a full comprehensive system that deals with attempts to detect, treat, and provide protocols for suspected school shooters being identified maybe as a class member or anyone else. If the event that it does happen in your school, provides protection, tried and true protection for staff and children to isolate them from any sick SOB that comes there to do this type of thing. Also notifies police very quickly. They'll be there quickly to put it out. As you see in the video, that was a drill that's provided by the 3D response system to the schools. It's installed on an annual basis, where they bring the law enforcement that will respond, the teachers, and everybody are there for a day. They drink probably some Kool-Aid, and they run drills and show how to use this system. But that's how it works. Jason, we're running real close on time. I can get another video in there if you can keep your 3D response at 30 seconds or less.
Sure. Basically, it's the only tactical approach out there. We're not an alert system. We're providing the resources for the teachers, the kids, and the cops, who are the ones that are responding to this, the one who needs those tools. And we focus on cover, concealment, and communication throughout that entire building to empower the teachers to take their school back as fast as they can and take a target-rich environment and make it target-less and get the cops there faster and enhance their response. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
Folks, if you're not following Jason on X, it's at 3D Responses. Got another S on the end of response. Give him a follow. Keep up with him. He's got a lot of things moving right now, especially in the state of Minnesota with some legislation that would provide a safety code like we have a fire code. Imagine that for schools in Minnesota and hopefully across the nation. We are, where are we at on time, Big Ron? We're running tight, aren't we?
We got about 9 minutes.
About 9 minutes. That's going to be close. I tell you what, let's run case. Let me see here. Run case number 5.
Coming up.
And that's a fancy title for somebody called because people are sitting in the car.
IGP apartments on the north end with a green Honda, no plates. Hey guys, what's up?
What's up?
What brings you out here?
What do you mean what brings us out here? We live here.
Why are you sitting here like here? Stop moving. Stop moving.
Nobody's moving.
Put your hands up right now, dude. Put your hands up right now. Put them on the ceiling.
Hey, why are you tripping? We didn't even do anything. What are you stopping us for?
Don't move.
What are you stopping us for?
Don't move.
What are you doing? Why are you
Cover
not
code 3.
pointing at us?
Because he's got a gun in his lap.
No, he doesn't. You're tripping. You have no reason to stop us.
Okay.
I'm
Don't
closing
move.
my door. Fuck
Don't
that.
move. I'm telling you not to
I
move.
didn't do anything.
I'm telling you not to
I'll
move.
call Vanessa, okay? Okay,
You call who you need to call, but don't move.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you again.
I'm not moving. Nobody's moving.
Stop moving.
Who?
When another officer gets here, I'll get you out of the car, but right now you're going to sit still.
Who are you talking to?
You.
I wasn't even moving.
You're grabbing your phone.
Oh, I asked you if I could make a phone call. You said call who I need to call, right?
Dude, I'm telling you, do not move. Do not reach for that gun. I see that gun in your lap. Do not move.
You're tripping.
I'm telling you, don't move. I'm non-compliant with a gun visible. Stop moving.
Did I move my shoes on?
No, stop moving. Come to the closed gate. Come to the closed gate. Stop moving, dude.
Hey, stop.
I'm telling you, stop moving.
You don't got a fucking gun.
I can see the gun. Don't reach.
You know,
Don't move.
If you fucking shoot him, I promise you.
Do not move.
He's not doing
Don't move.
Are you fucking serious?
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
No.
Don't move.
No.
Don't move. Don't move.
Fuck is wrong with you?
Don't move.
Get out here.
Don't move.
Get out here. Are you fucking serious?
Don't move.
There's no fucking gun. There's no gun.
Don't move. He's got a gun on his lap.
No, he doesn't.
Keep your hands up.
Babe, oh my god.
Shots fired.
It's
Don't move.
They shot him. Get over here. They shot him.
Okay, I'm with you.
What the fuck? You didn't even do anything.
It's in his lap.
No, it's not.
Stay,
You
cover.
didn't do anything.
Don't you move.
Are you fucking serious? Why did you shoot him? I didn't do anything.
Put your hands behind your back.
Okay, but don't be rough with me. I didn't do
Nobody's
a fucking
gonna be rough
thing.
with you.
What
Don't
the
move.
fuck? Why would he? You shot at my fucking car. He didn't do fucking nothing. I didn't even do anything.
Relax, okay?
I
Relax.
didn't even do anything.
Relax, okay?
I didn't do anything.
Roll over. Sit up on your butt. Walk back here. Hurry up.
Why are you doing? But I didn't do nothing.
Just walk. I'm just trying to get you away. Walk back here.
Why would you guys do that?
He had a gun in his lap. I told him not to move.
No, he didn't.
Stand still.
That ain't even his gun.
Stand still.
There's your final case that we're going to discuss this in the after party. By the way, folks, if you're on X, our friend Fidji has got a companion space that's going right now. We're going to join her when this is over within a few minutes in an after party. We'll talk about this last case here. We won't have time to do it properly with the grand jury, but I will take everybody's. We do have time to get everybody's opinion on it. We just won't have time to deliberate. Who has not gone first? I think conservative Penn has not gone first.
I agree with the cop. I mean, he warned over and over and over and over again. So,
but he didn't even have a gun.
He didn't have a gun, and at the very end, that's not even his gun.
See, he didn't even own it. That wasn't his gun. They weren't his pants either. It was somebody else's pants. Rob, what do you think about that one? Are you telling me you don't believe women? Rob, I don't know what to do with you. We definitely couldn't go out in public. You would embarrass me. Snark. Snark Queen Bee. Well, you know what? The old girl in the car, she diminished her own argument. He doesn't have a gun, doesn't have a gun. Well, it's not his gun. Kind of got sour there at the end for her story. But Snark Queen Bee, what do you think about this one?
Completely justified.
Okay. Charlie Sue?
Before we even got to the end, I was sitting there watching the police officer, and you could tell he was thinking with all his training what to do in that situation. Like the first couple of minutes when they're going back and forth, and he's going, don't move. And then finally he goes, I see a gun in his lap. And then the chick goes, no, you don't. That's not a gun, et cetera, et cetera. But regardless of what they think he saw, the police officer said, I see a gun. Whether he thinks he saw a gun, he didn't see a gun, he's telling them. Therefore, he's telling them not to move. And then, of course, when they moved, he's then going to shoot or to protect himself, right? So in this case, to jump ahead, it's no bill, reasonable.
Don't give me Don't give me a decision yet. We're just having a discussion. We're not going to do anything until we get to the. We're going to take this to Fiji's after party and cut this one up. In fact, folks, this is going to be our show. I've got to end it here. Big Ron, first off, thank you for my volunteers this week. You guys have been great. Wonderful show. We've got an after party. Give us about 20 minutes, stretch our legs, get a fresh drink, and we'll all join you in there. I hope all of our jurors will join us in the after party. You guys get top shelf treatment in there. We'd like to carry the conversation on. Big Ron, take us out. Thank you, guys.